thing that I wish somebody had told me at that time is, girl, number one, it is not going to protect you so that you can open your mouth and say the thing that is already on your mind. There's nothing that is happening here that's going to give you the secret sauce that allows you to do that work. And number two, girl, I wish somebody had told me forking over that crazy amount of money over to these institutions, hundreds of thousands of dollars, I'm sorry, but it is not going to get you the opportunities that we often are trained to believe that our credentials are going to get us. Or sometimes it's not even a credential from institutions. Sometimes it's a credential from a certain person. Oh, if I work for them. Oh, if I listen to them, if I get advice from them. Oh, if this person comes and like actually listens to me talking and tells me what to say, then I will be protected. Then I will actually have entree into those opportunities. Baby girl, I am here to tell you from hard lived experience. It doesn't really work like that, right? Credentials are not the thing that allow you to speak your truth. Giving yourself permission to speak your truth, that's the thing that allows you to actually open your mouth and speak your truth. And we're gonna try it right now. What is a moment right now in your life where you feel if you had such and such credential, then you would have the chutzpah to actually walk into that room? Maybe it's a stage, maybe it's pitching something that feels outlandish, maybe it is having a conversation with somebody that feels really intimidating, and you feel like, I actually need to go out there and get these external credentials first, or external validators first, before I'm actually ready to open my mouth and say this thing. Whatever that credential is, I want you to write down the credential, right? And then I actually want you to take that piece of paper, scrunch it up and throw it out. And in your mind, pretend that credential doesn't exist. Ask yourself, what would you do? What would you go after if you didn't have to go after that credential, right? What would be possible for you? How would you actually show up in space? And then I actually want you to do that, like not next week, but right now. I actually want you to commit to doing the thing that intimidates you, especially if that thing is like, oh, I would pitch myself to XYZ, to getting on the stage. I would talk about my expertise in this specific way. You're going to actually give yourself the permission you need to start doing that right now. Pretend that credential doesn't exist. By the end of this video, not only are you going to understand why credentials are important and we must respect them. A lot of credentials get us into the room that intimidates us, right? And often a credential can be the thing that like creates not opportunities, because you're the only luck you will ever need, but the credential can make it easier for you to walk through that room. But a credential can also be something that we use to stop ourselves from going for the big opportunities and for taking the risk, because we feel like we need the credential to protect us. In this video, by the end, it's definitely for you if you're the kind of person who sometimes hides behind credentials. I'm going to walk you through what I have learned, what I have seen, and what actually was a game changer for me the moment I realized that this piece of paper that's super fancy that I got from one of the most elite writing institutions in the world, it's just that. It is a piece of paper. I'm the magic. And if I'm the magic girl, I know you're the magic, okay? I had this conversation with my sister that completely changed me and that I will never forget, because it made me think completely differently about credentials and pieces of paper and the amount of value that we put to those pieces of paper. And for myself especially, like, what did this piece of paper mean? I have been a writer since I was a little teeny, girl, I've been running my mouth since I was a little wee bit thing, okay? Since I was running around in Soweto in South Africa, where I was raised, I have been sharing all of the things that anybody was willing to listen to. I actually have a story where one of my favorite things to do with my grandmother is we would sit outside and we would watch people, like we do the people watching thing. And my whole job was just to greet them and then to give them some fresh information about what was happening in my 4-year-old's life, okay? And break it down to them like a story. I have been telling stories forever and relishing it. And when I arrived to the campus of the IO Writers Workshop, I number one, I knew that I belonged there. I was really excited to be among such esteemed writers. Like, this is a place where some of the biggest names in the writing world who have come up with stories that have completely transformed and shaped our culture, not just in the United States, but honestly, like global culture. I was so excited to suck up whatever I could in this place. And I remember having this conversation with my sister. And my sister was listening to me talking about, like, it's so interesting. A lot of people, they hear that now I'm at Iowa Writers Workshop and they're like, oh my God, girl, why don't you tell me you're a writer? I didn't know you're a serious writer. And I'm like, but I've been a writer my entire life. Why does it take a piece of paper? Here I go. And I was like, all attitude. I was like, why does it take a piece of paper for these people to finally see me? Like, you couldn't see that about me before, because sometimes I would put myself up, right? And say like, hey, this opportunity, I know that I would be banging at this opportunity. And I know the story that I'm telling you seems like it's counterintuitive, but stick with me, because what my sister said completely changed everything for me. She said, yeah, Machochodi, it's not that those people have changed because you now have the piece of paper. I was working towards the piece of paper. It's not that those people have changed because you have the piece of paper. You have changed because you have the piece of paper. And when she said that, I still remember where I was walking, right? Near Day House in Iowa. This is Iowa City. The streets are super wide. I'm on this one super wide street under the oak trees and I'm walking towards Day House. I literally stopped in my tracks because she was so right. Credentials, and especially when those credentials are something that requires a lot of us, often they do ask us to rise to the occasion. Often they do ask us to change who we are, not by changing who we are like the fundamentals, but by bringing out the best of us, right? By asking us to behave in ways that amplify this gift, whatever it is. In my case, this was the gift of writing. And of course, I was acting differently when I was on that campus because I needed to, in order to make all of the requirements of being in this super rigorous, super elite and prestigious MFA program. Honey, you better believe, like, you need to step up. And what I'm asking you, the takeaway here is, what is it in your life that you want to speak to, that you feel like you need that external validation? How can you recognize that you need to step up and do that work independent of anybody outside of you? Do you understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, yes, the credentials often can come with asking us to level up. And when we level up, we do create new opportunities. But guess what? That's not some monopoly that the Iowa Writers Workshop has. Do you know how many amazing bestseller, global superstar writers there are who have never stepped a foot on the Iowa Writers Workshop campus? There's more writers like that than the writers who have been to a place like that, right? And so you have to ask yourself, what's the distinction? The distinction is those writers chose to give themselves permission independent of any piece of paper. Let that sink in. Because I had to let it sink in, okay? When my sister said that, I had to let it sink in. For where I was at that particular time in my life, clearly I needed that piece of paper to help me level up. And what I'm saying and what I'm sharing right now is, I've since learned you don't always need the piece of paper. If you do need the piece of paper, that's fine. I mean, like, I had one of the most amazing 2 years of my life on the Iowa Writers Workshop, right, on campus in Iowa. And if that's the journey that you want to take, great. But I want you to recognize that your ability to speak with authority, your ability to open up opportunities for yourself by sharing your expertise, be it on stage, or maybe it's actually through writing. Maybe you actually want to put up an amazing op-ed that speaks to your expertise. that really has nothing to do with you waiting for the credential to kick in. Instead, it has everything to do with you giving yourself the permission. And then once you've given yourself the permission, then it's like, it's action time. You need to level up to become the kind of person who actually makes that happen. And that person is different, which is why sometimes we look to those credentials to be the thing that says, oh, she got it, she's already done it. But I'm just saying, there's another way, which is you just stepping up and getting what you want and not waiting for some external institution or person or any other thing to put a validation on you and to put a credential on you. Another huge aha moment that came to me, and this was years after I had left Iowa, I realized that this actually came to me once I was speaking to a friend who also has an MFA from a very prestigious and fancy school in creative writing. And I was saying to her, you know, the reason why I wanted to go to a school like this is when I have conversations with people in the industry, with people who are also in the business of writing, I don't want them to take me lightly. And I know there's a lot of things systemically that often are working against somebody like me. And I want to diffuse a lot of those things as quickly as I can. So this certificate is my way of walking in before I even walk in the door, quite frankly, shoving this thing in and saying like, listen, I went to the best of the best. You cannot mess with me, okay? And you have to take me seriously. In other words, if I had to pick just one word of what I was communicating with my friend, that certificate, that degree was buying me a level of protection. And in hindsight now, and also it's not only in hindsight, but it's also now actually after having released my book, Innards, right, through traditional publishing and a book that was super well received by critics, I can tell you right now that the protection that I thought I was going to get from the degree, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. The way that I had to fight for this book, the way that I had to fight for the vision of this book, the version that I thought, okay, this is something I can be super proud of, to put my name on the spine and also to tell the stories of people who are Black South Africans who I care the most about and who shaped the kind of storyteller that I am. For me to be able to do this, they didn't teach me that at the Iowa Writers Workshop. There's so many other things that I got from that experience, and it was an amazing experience, but that's not one of the things that they taught me. Your achievements will not protect you. And that's something that I heard Dr. Kemi Dole sharing on the podcast of Madam Speaker Says. And when she said that, it hit me so hard, especially for women like us and women and people who come from the margins. We often look at our achievements and we take on our achievements as armor to protect us, right? I saw that degree from Iowa Writers Workshop, that MFA, I saw that as part of my armor. And the truth is, there is no amount of armor that stops you from actually having to do the work, from actually having to open your mouth and explain to people, here's the reason why this is excellent, here's the meaning of what this excellence is, and here's what I want you to do about this excellence. Getting this book published, honestly, if I were to sum up the entire process, like the behind the scenes of publishing this book, it's exactly about that. Over and over again in meetings with publishers, with publicists, with different people in marketing, I had to explain over and over again, here's what this excellence is, right? This manuscript that you're holding in your hand. Here's what the meaning of that excellence is. And here's what I want us, and I'm inviting us, and I'm excited about it, for us to do together about this excellence. What does this have to do with Dr. Kemi Dole? What Dr. Kemi Dole was trying to let me in on, okay, and I'm sharing it with you, is that your achievements will actually they're not protection. You're still going to have to put in the work. And anytime you think that that credential is going to buy you the protection so it gets easier for you, you're You're kidding yourself, okay? You're still going to have, like, I had to learn this the hard way, that I was kidding myself that I wouldn't have to do that hard work anyways. And you're also discrediting yourself in like a very interesting way. I was taking away the thing that made me lucky. I was taking away the thing that actually made me an exceptional writer. It wasn't because I had this piece of paper. It was because I was willing to step up and do the work. Another thing that we heard on the podcast, and this was so gangbusters. I know I'm gonna snatch a lot of edges repeating what Rachel Cargill said, because Rachel said that we do this thing, especially as Black women, that is credential bulking. Okay, what is credential bulking? I asked her. Credential bulking is when you have the PhD, but you're still running around looking for the credential that is going to help you to stand out and to be able to do this thing and like protect you and create opportunities for you, right? How many times have you done a version of this? I can tell you the number of times that I found myself wondering. And usually I stop myself because I've learned better. But I definitely have been in that seat where I'm wondering, I have 2 master's degrees from NYU, from the IO Writers Workshop. I have a world of experience, right? From having lived all over the world, from having done amazing work in social entrepreneurship. I'm a published author. And sometimes I still think to myself, like, oh, you know what's one of my favorites? One of my favorites is law school. Like recently, I literally was just thinking like, maybe I should go back to law school. Maybe it would open up a little bit more of the opportunities that I'm seeing and that I'm excited to go after. And I had to catch myself because it's like, how long are you going to do the work of credential bulking, like Rachel calls out, right? And at what point do you stop doing the credential bulking, which means like just one more credential, and instead actually get the work that is yours done? What makes you think that one more credential is going to allow you to speak that truth in a sharper way? What makes you think that your ability to get up on that panel right now and really electrify the audience with what you have learned and earned, right? Today, what you know today, what makes you think that that credential is going to allow that thing to land better with the audience? Yeah. More credentials will not make you safer. They just delay the process of you stepping up to become the version of you who you already are. You're already that person, but can you give yourself permission to be that person? You don't need protection to say the thing that you already know. You just need to say it. Are you sitting on top of like 500 degrees and you're already plotting and scheming? Oh, maybe I should go for this fellowship. Oh, maybe my bio is short of this. Oh, maybe if I just went out and got this one particular new job that just proves how amazing I am, then they would take me seriously. Is this something that you've ever done or that has crossed your mind? Let me know in comments. I'm Macho Khodi. I'm excited to see you here next time.